think we got one. Yep, there we go. Is that a good one? Feels like not a bad one. First one, don't jump. Welcome back, everybody. So lately we've been fishing with some really unique and expensive lures, and today's no different. But today we are fishing with a plastic instead of a hard bait. This is called the Kasumi Dancing Bone Doctor. It's essentially a creature bait. It looks like a skeleton of some sort of creature for the most part. I think they come in at right around $13 for only 4 of them, so crazy expensive for a soft plastic. They do come in, they're each individual packaging, which is kind of cool. It should help keep the shape of it, but just an absolutely wild looking lure. I assume that they don't have the greatest durability just because there's not a whole lot of plastic actually holding it together. So we're out on one of the bigger lakes hoping to catch bigger fish. We're not going to the small lake and having a 1-pounder tear this off instantly. Not to say we won't catch a 1-pounder here, but there's the chance at catching a decent fish. So it is what it is. It's relatively small. It's light. And the actual part that you're going to be putting hooks through is pretty small too. So I assume a fish grabs the back end of it. You set the hook and you don't get it. I would guess that you'd probably rip it in half. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully we don't rig any incorrectly and just kind of waste a lure either. That being said, it does have a really big profile in the water. I'm sure of it, just from, you know, all the bones and skeleton, you know, whatever you want to call it. So I'm sure it's something the fish have never seen before. So hopefully that's a good thing and we end up with a few fish. That being said, let's get after it. Let's go see if we can't catch a couple fish. All right, this is the 4.2 version. I do have a 5/0 hook in it. That's probably a little bit overkill. Probably could have gone to a 4 or even a 3 to be honest. But the 5 is what we had in the tackle box, so that's what we'll be using. So let's see what she looks like in the water. Those back tails absolutely have a ton of movement. I assume it's those little balls on right on the back that, I don't know if it's a floating lure, but it definitely stands up really, really well. It does not fall at all. I don't know if you guys can see that super well, but yeah, it never falls flat. It's always sitting up, so that's probably a good thing. It didn't say that it was a floating bait, but always looks like it stays up, which is going to imitate crawfish in their fighting position really, really well. So that's great. There's a fish that jumps, so that's great news also. All right, let's get after it. I think we got one. Yep, there we go. Is that a good one? Feels like not a bad one. First one, don't jump. We've had this issue before. It's a pike. Oh, no. Don't. Why? Why'd you have to be a pike? I'm sure that bait didn't last. Oh. That was a good bass. It's not a bad pike. Stop. Oh, gosh. There's no way that thing survived. I thought we had a good bass. All right. And our GoPro battery died. Well, our first fish, not a big one, but a little pike. Not what we're after. I was hoping for something much more of the bass variety. I would have taken a bass that size for sure, but that's our first one. Let's take a look at the damage here at our plastic. It might have actually survived. I think it did. All right, so we got one bone, I guess. I don't know what you'd call these. One bone removed, but the rest of it is relatively intact. So That is good. I don't think it'll survive two, but hopefully the next fish we catch is a bass, not a pike. Well, we have already had our first casualty, so now we're down to 3. We just got hung up in a tree, so there goes $3. But I guess when you're fishing with expensive baits, it's expected to lose a couple here and there and not worry so much about it. But let's see if we can get after some more. Hopefully we catch more than 1 fish per bait, but I would be a little surprised if we did. Got one? I got one. Oh, tiny little guy. There, that was like a pike or something that tried to eat him. That was crazy. Oh man, how'd you get that so well? Tiny little guy, not what we're after. I don't want to be catching these little guys. Good luck, buddy. I don't think I've ever caught a pike on a fish that I'd already caught. I know plenty of people have. I've heard plenty of stories, but it's never actually happened to me unless I'm doing it purposefully with a bluegill or something like that. All right. So our second Dancing Bone Doctor, doing worse than the first one we had. So we already lost a couple bones on this one, and I feel like it's going to be about one more bite before it's gone altogether. So durability is something that was concerned about, and I guess rightfully so. But let's see if we can't eke out another fish on it before we lose it altogether. Well, that is about it for today. We only ended up with the 2 bites. We did end up catching the 2 fish, which is great. So hookup ratio is phenomenal, but for a relatively thin plastic, you would hope so. Durability, kind of what we predicted. Leaves a little bit on the table. We did end up catching a pike. The first one, no plastic's going to stand up well to a pike, but the second fish that we caught was a tiny little bass, and that actually did more damage than the pike did. So that's not great. And I did get hung up on a weed, which ripped it even further. So that's not great. That being said, we'll come out and fish another day with this thing. There's a doubt in my mind that this will catch fish, but how many fish will we catch before we lose all 4 is a completely different story. But nevertheless, we'll come back out tomorrow and see if we can't catch more. Got one. Got one. Oh, is it a pike or a bass? Oh, it ran hard like it was a pike for a second. Just a decent bass. It's a good one for the morning. Oh, he absolutely destroyed. He hit it hard, and then he ran like crazy, so I thought he was for sure a pike. It's a 3.5 pounder. Good way to start the morning on the half a Dancing Bone Doctor. That one is gone. Yeah, that's not quite a 4. It's pretty close though. That's a good one to start with. See if we can get some more. We've only got 2 more Bone Doctors. Here we are on our second day of using it. 3 bites, 3 caught fish, 1 decent one. It's a good start. Let's rig up another one. I don't know that a bait per fish is all that great, but I guess that's not true. I guess we caught 2 on 1 bait, but this one is definitely destroyed. Might be able to use it for something, but we're missing about 2.5 inches of it. There's one. Little guy. Didn't feel very big. Oh, calm down. Calm down. Little guy. Again, not what we are after, but 'tis another fish. And it does not look like he destroyed our bait, so that's good. A bird? That's a bird. We might actually get 2 fish out of this bait. Got another one. Ah, no bigger. Oh no! I just watched him throw off our bait. Oh man. I'll get hooked funny. Little guy, and he tore off our bait. We're down to 1. I'm trying to think of a lake that we can go to that would only have decent fish. I want to lose it on another 10-incher. Alright, let's go to another lake. Got him. Oh, missed him. Oh, and he took... Oh, man. That's exactly what I was hoping wasn't going to happen. Grabbed the back end of it, ripped it apart. Man. Let's see if we can't salvage this just a little bit. See if we can't catch one on a half a worm. Well, that's about it for today. I wasn't able to catch one just on the partial bait, so just decided to stop because it looks too fishy and I want to start throwing frogs and some other baits. But overall impression, it absolutely catches fish. Just like any Japanese lure, they seem to do really, really well, but they aren't the most durable. And for $13 for the pack, we blew through it in not much more than a few hours of fishing. So, and we, I think, averaged a fish per lure, I believe, because I think one we did catch 2 on or something like that. But it'll be a short video. Nevertheless, if you guys have caught big fish on this, love this bait, by all means drop comments down in the comment section below. But in my opinion, like, there's so many plastics that you can get that would probably be, you know, equally effective or at least close to. I think this would be something like really niche that you're trying to just stand out from every other plastic that people are throwing. But nevertheless, if you guys like the video, if you wouldn't mind liking, and as always, if you want to see more videos like it, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that'd be greatly appreciated. Also, till the next one.